You remember my post on Joaquin Phoenix? And he was with Theo Vaughn and he came off like a dumbtard. Remember that? I just saw a lady, a photographer, speaking about one of her worst photo shoots that ended up looking really great. But the client, Joaquin, was very difficult. When are we, as a society, as human beings, going to check people and say, wait a second, no, I'm calling my agent right now. You are not allowed to treat me like this. I am doing this because it's my job. Your job is to, do you want to get paid or do you not care? Because the disrespect that he treated this woman with, and that he seems to treat a lot of women with, buying that woman, trying to buy a woman at a bar, the bartender tried to pay for her. I think there's a problem here. I think that we collectively need to figure out and know our worth. And if we're in these types of careers, we need to have some really strong core values. And we need to respect ourselves enough to not allow someone else to disrespect you. Let's listen to what she says. I might speed it up because it's long.
What was he like? I my favorite actors.
He was a difficult person in the beginning, so he really f***ed with me to see how much he could push me over the edge, and I just f***ed with him back, and so then it got really real very quickly, and we became very mutually respectful to one another. But I had to f*** with him a lot.
How did you f*** with him?
I put a grandma frilly curtain over his head to just get some sort of atmosphere, and I shot a photo of him underneath it, and he's like, "You're so f***ing generic. I've been doing this since the 90s. You think you're unique and original?" And I was like, "Yeah, who's the last person that put a grandma curtain on your head?" He goes, "I don't know, but I've done it before." And I'm like, "Doesn't seem like you cared that much." And it's just that kind of banter back and forth. And then eventually at one point I got my skateboard out of my car and started skating alongside of him riding a bike, and he's like, "You skate?" I was like, "Sometimes." And then he stole my skateboard, took off across the Warner Brothers lot. His publicist is like, "Magdalena, you need to sign a waiver if he gets hurt." And I'm like, "This is your talent, not my problem." And then he's like, "Oh, you're shooting film?" I was like, "Yeah." And in that moment, I just told him to take a deep breath, and he took a deep breath, and he just let his guard down, and he just became present for a second. And then I took some photos of him by the pool, and I was like, "All right, just 3 more frames." All right, 3 frames. And I was on top of him shooting photos, and he goes 1, 2, 3, and he just pushes me off of him, and then he just walks into his Tesla with Todd Phillips and is about to leave, and I'm like, what a dick. And then he gets out of the car and he gives me a big hug, and he's like, "Best shoot ever." And I was like, "You're welcome."
That's amazing.
But he was difficult.